Ooh yeah, we're back. And I know you were all waiting with bated breath for my recipe this go round, but I have it. I'm not giving it to you right away because I know there are some of you who listen. What
Sorry.
up, Sniffle Diffle?
I know, sorry. Excuse me.
Some of you who are, that's the only reason you tune in is for a
Honey recipe?
honey recipe. That's probably like 3 people.
You're like, we have to listen to all this before
Seriously.
we get to the whole point. You can just speed through on your thing.
That's what fast forward is for. That's a digital audio. The idea of fast forward. That's something that people from our generation. That's a term that we use. Or rewind.
Yeah, I was just gonna say rewind. Exactly.
Was this your pick? You picked both
Yes,
of it, this
actually.
and Snow Bear, right?
Kinda, sorta, yeah.
You found this. Did you? I went to take a shower and you found this or something. Did you?
I think you're right. So we watched Snow Bear, and then when that was done,
You found it. We came out.
all
and I was
these
like,
other, either I did another search or just a whole bunch of other short animated movies came up. I mean, a ton. And I don't know, we were kind of pressed for time, so I just picked that one.
We should point out that both Snow Bear and this one, not so much our next one, not so much, but these two are they're a little bit of a downer. So we're going to try to find a couple more
Uplifting.
films that are a little more positive or uplifting. We don't want you can't keep the tenor of the show down for too long. But the name of this
is Run Totti Run.
one more time.
Run Totti Run.
Is it Toddy or Toddy?
It's Toddy.
Okay then. So
Like hot toddy. That's why I was pausing, because I had to remember how to say it right.
right. This is. I don't want to say thrown by, but the style of this. First of all, it's not an American movie. I thought it was Pakistani. You said it's Cambodian.
Well, the setting of the movie
Is Cambodia.
is Cambodia. And before you talk about the animation,
Yeah.
because I know that's like the highlight, I just want to say that it's a movie about a dog and a boy, and the bond between the dog and the boy. And the boy sort of, quote, enlists the dog to help him pick rice in the rice fields.
He frees him. He's chained up.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, he goes past and he sees this chained up dog.
Right. And I think that's kind of funny how just you suspend this. You would assume this dog you would assume it belongs to somebody.
Yeah, you would
because it's
assume there's
tied up.
someone in the house. I kept waiting for that, actually. I do remember
Yeah.
when we watched that a
Like,
month
does somebody
ago.
come out and get pissed here?
Nobody came out. He just like went in and helped this dog escape.
Which is kind of a neat thing, just on a personal level, when you see somebody sees an animal that's abused, walk up and going about his day, and he just stops and says, I will not allow this to persist. I'm going to be involved. That it's kind of a throwaway thing. They didn't make a point of it in the movie, but I'm like, that's definitely that's the anchor that makes you care about the boy.
Yep. So now you can jump into animation.
So
I just didn't want them to be like, oh, that was the title of the movie and now animation.
We don't know what it's about.
No, yeah.
The movie is really, in essence, about the bond between a boy and his dog in life and in death. The style was an animated watercolor, and we'll get to it in a few minutes. I did not realize this until about 20 minutes ago. The undertaking, this was only, 10, 15 minutes?
I remember the runtime. It was
it's
short.
Also it's also a short, but the technical production of this is amazing.
It really is.
And when you see, it's mostly, trying to remember the color. The colors were dark, a lot of siennas, blacks. golds.
And there was some blue and
Red-
green.
Right, but it was almost like sketch watercolor. You know, like the specter of death that appears that looks kind of like a
Sketch watercolor. Okay.
death takes the form of that, almost like a samurai with that hat.
Yes.
But he kind of has like a
thank
bushy.
you.
He kind of has a bushy, like it almost looks like a dress.
Yes. Very
Right.
well described. Yeah.
So, and
Also, it's 17 minutes.
And for anybody listening, I don't know what they're doing to your street outside. I think they're digging, but they're using dynamite or something. If there's any bangs, that's not us. That's the city of Ann Arbor trying to
Doing what they do best.
widen the sewer system for an influx of more students who don't want to go to Ohio State.
I'm rolling my eyes. You can't see it, but I am. It's obnoxious.
So I'll give you, 'cause as you probably know by now, we do a notebook LM construction and an AI podcast that we listen to kind of organize our thoughts on the movie. So Run Totti Run is directed by veteran animator Shad Bradbury as a tribute to his own dog. A film which explores the profound emotional connection and grief between the boy and his pet, and it's set in Cambodia. Earned considerable acclaim and the audience prize, which is a big deal at the Busan. Is that how you say it? Busan?
Yeah.
Busan International Animation Festival.
Sounds right.
Technical overviews highlight how the project utilized Flare, which is a real-time stylized graphics engine. I don't know if this was the first time Flare was used on a project, but what makes it particularly interesting is that Flare was run through nodes. So if I understand it correctly, I would assume it was an engine that required a number of logons,
Okay.
because the workforce that worked on it was worldwide distributed. He had like 300 people work on it, who I think were mostly volunteers. I don't know how you organize that.
Yeah, I wondered about that too, actually. If they were volunteers. They must have been.
Well, I don't know, like...
Maybe not everybody.
I'm interested to know how you would do that if you can't financially compensate people. Say, hey, I'm building this thing. It's going to require your time. I can't pay you. So when the AI spit out the word volunteer, I'm like, really? Or I'd be curious to know what the financing of it, how that was structured. But in short, Bradbury was a veteran of the animation studio system, so he understood workflow.
Specifically from Pixar and Sony.
Right. And that made him from what we're reading, as much of a producer as it is a director, because he can assign tasks and cite project responsibilities to all these people. And I assume if Flare, from the way they describe it, we'll try to describe it, being run through nodes, I would assume it was like a grand license, or he would have given license to all these different volunteers, or if he had it, he just shared a node for everybody to port into it. And what was interesting was, I'll read a little bit more about it here, professional biographies and Festival Archives further details Bradbury's extensive industry background and the musical contributions of composer George Bjorvik. Additionally, social media discussions reflected the film's emotional impact with viewers regarding its poignant tool for processing the loss of a pet. So, you want to start with... I do have a question here that AI generated will give us an answer for, and how Flare software enabled real-time stylized 3D animation. I'm going to enjoy reading that and describing it, because it's kind of our way to port what we heard on the AI breakdown of how the film was made, how we can port it to our listeners.
Okay.
But do you want to talk about the actual movie first? Why don't we do that?
Okay. I'll also add while we're like kind of moving from topic. I tried to look for some more information about the 300 volunteers, and I couldn't really find very much, except that they were worldwide, and it took 5 years to make this movie. And I think you just asked this question, but it says the platform for connection. The collaboration was facilitated through a platform called Artella, which allowed Bradbury to connect with artists and animators all over the world.
I would assume that would was like some kind of a project management software.
What you were saying with like a sign-in for everybody or something.
I would, and again, we have not seen this. It may function only as a portal for everyone to interact and work with in the same way, but when we dive into this question about how traditionally this movie would have been made, it would have been impossible because of the bottlenecking of composition and rendering. They happen at different stages, and if you make a change at the very end, you have to go back to the very beginning, and each process takes several days. And then maybe
they said they had to wait.
Yeah, you may have to be shipping completed art files from the compositor to the renderer, and when you're building these files, they take time. It takes a massive amount of energy, and Flair allowed
this all to happen together, I would say.
Yeah, it layered all the files and gave everyone access to the files so they could, and I'll explain this better in a minute as we read through the AI notes on it, but it removed the bottleneck of going from one process first to the next, and then revising, having to go all the way back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we talk about the story first? You want to...
I don't know how much I can talk about the story, but
Well, Shad.
Oh, I see what. Okay.
If you look at the first question is about
the. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
If you look at the first question, I'll let you go through this. The AI kicks up what inspired him to create the film.
Oh, okay. So we're looking. Has to load. Sorry, people. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so Shad Bradbury created the animated short film Run Totti Run as a tribute to his beloved dog Toddy. The film was inspired by several key themes regarding the relationship between humans and animals, unconditional love, mutual respect, and the experience of grief. Again, we won't be so down and sad all the time, but
see where it says the story?
Yep, that's what I'm literally reading. There's a young boy, his name is Tomo. He's a Cambodian rice farmer, and this dog, Toddy.
Whatever.
It's the spelling that throws me off. They are? Okay. In the text it says they're joined by a gossamer glowing line of bejeweled gold. And actually,
it looks like
they
a leash.
are.
It looks like a leash, but it's not really a leash. What it is
it's a very fancy explanation.
It's their connection.
Yep. And he, again, is a rice farmer, and I believe he's going to work one day, and he sees on the side, he sees a dog chained up in someone's, I'm going to say residence, and he goes to free that dog, and
the dog Toddy just becomes his companion going forward.
They're like inseparable, and
helps him farm rice, and
Tomo has to teach him how to do all that, but he, from what I remember, he was a very good listener and very understanding, and Tomo could tell him anything or ask him to do anything. I mean, not even always related to his job of rice farming, which is, how he makes his money.
So visual representation. The bond between the character and the dog is visually represented by, and again, I want to point out that when you're seeing this, the style of this is a watercolor sketch.
It's beautiful.
It's very pretty. It's visually represented by a gossamer glowing line of bejeweled gold. So it's really just like a sketched gold line, and they put iridescent little flecks of gold intermittently throughout it, so you can see it's. And I think they drew it as a sketch, so it didn't look like a hard line. It didn't look like a hard leash. It looked more of an ethereal connection.
Well said.
It was more of a. It was more
kind of
airy.
a magical.
Yeah, it was
connection.
And this becomes more obvious later in the movie. I don't know quite how to make this transition because
I know I'm not sure either.
It's a short. It's not that long. Animation features a watercolor style that reviewers have compared to Monet painting, a Monet painting sprung to life. So Tomo and Totti are going about their day, and they see what looks like a specter.
Okay.
With this black
blob thing, yeah.
Off in the sky somewhere, and it gets closer. And what you're meant to understand is that this is the specter of death. It is approaching, and Tomo attempts to fight it off. I believe there was a scene where he used a bow staff to whack at this.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Whack
I
at
remember
this
that.
thing. And the specter is like, he has that kind of samurai umbrella type helmet.
Yeah, there's a shape to him.
Yeah, and he almost like a bushy, like a robe dress kind of thing about him, and he has like just kind of white eyes, but he's faceless.
Yep.
And there's nothing like graphic about this, but he separates into all these different, the same character, but into multiple apparitions, if you will, and they surround Tomo and the dog.
Yeah, you go from like 1 to like 20.
And it's nothing, violent or anything, but they appear in all these different, and you learn that they appear in all these different forms so they can, in effect, separate Tomo from his dog. And then they fly away with the dog, and you are to understand that the dog has passed.
Yeah, and I have to say, I did not understand that. I was not.
That's what you have me for.
I know, thank goodness. I didn't, though. I really didn't. I think you had to explain it to me.
Like that, it's black, it's faceless.
Yeah.
It's
no, after you said it, I was like, I should have picked up on that. It makes total sense, but
I'm trying to recall again, because this was about 4 weeks ago. Tomo is distraught, but you see this leash, this ethereal line between him and the dog persists. But he doesn't experience the dog back in his life. But do you recall how he's in the next world? I'm struggling, though, on the second half of the movie.
I don't remember the second half of the movie really either.
Because he doesn't replace the dog.
No, he doesn't.
If memory serves, this is we're kind of wrecking the podcast here, but
Yeah, sorry. Not well prepared, I guess.
see if there was like how the conclusion of the see if you can look it up in one of the sources, because I believe what happens is he has to. I know he goes back to work, and he's not doing a great job at work because he's remembering this dog, and he can't go as fast as he would like. But the ultimate theme is that this ethereal leash between him and this dog and the dog is still playing, but he can't actively help Tomo anymore.
Right.
And I think what you're meant to understand is that there is a connection between those you love in death as well as in life.
After they've gone.
Right. And not to sound pessimistic or down or anything, but some people believe that with total fervor, and others just they see a complete absence.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult for some people to see the connection once the person is gone, once they're not here, that a connection still exists. What are you looking at?
The movie, to see if I can
Recall what happened?
recall what happened, yeah.
I'll tell you what, while you're looking at that, I'm going to jump right into the construction of it, because I found that to be just totally fascinating.
Okay.
Actually, wait a minute. What's the meaning of the glowing gold line? Come on. Go ahead. No, this is pulling it up. If you have your
okay.
task.
It's not an answer to the question you're asking.
Okay,
That's
go
not
ahead.
okay. But I think the movie ends. So the black death comes to get Toddy, and Tomo, of course, is very sad and
resistant
upset, and he tried to save him and to so that he didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, like you said, they fly away with him and the dog, and Tomo is upset and he's having a hard time like moving on in life, and I think it was a golden dragon comes.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, if I'm correct, again, we watched this like a month ago, and I think the golden dragon sort of comforts Tomo, and that doesn't say it outright, but like it's gonna be okay, and like I know you loved your dog, but he's gonna be okay without you, and you're going to be okay without him. And that's kind of how the movie ends. Like, it's not, there wasn't a lot of there wasn't like a whole lot of end plot line. Like, it didn't change. It looks like it was just that kind of.
The glowing gold line in Run Totti Run is a visual representation of the close and unyielding connection between the young rice farmer Tomo and his dog Toddy. Described as a gossamer glowing line of bejeweled gold, it symbolized a bond that goes far beyond the typical relationship of master and pet. Unwavering tie illustrates the film's core message regarding unconditional love. Yeah. Here we go. Wait a minute. Go ahead, because I didn't find the. This is what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Do you?
No, go for it. You can.
Okay. How did the Flare software enable real-time stylized 3D animation? Flare is a node-based real-time graphics engine. I would love to watch this thing work, or people work with it.
It would be really cool to see.
Designed to stylize 3D computer graphics by allowing artists to modify the appearance of their renders instantly within the 3D application itself. Software enables this real-time workflow through several key technical and artistic features. Node-based architecture. Flare uses non-destructive workflow where artists connect various building blocks or nodes to define a visual style. Importing data. Images enter through the engine through read nodes from a disk drive or import nodes, which pull images directly from a GPU's shared memory from other applications like Autodesk or Maya. So I would think that he probably created like a framework for what all the characters would look like in Autodesk.
Okay.
And then ported them through Flare. Shared nodes. These nodes use the GLSL shading language to perform complex image processing operations and real-time output. Once stylized images are either saved to a drive or sent back to another application via GPU shared memory, which eliminates the need to save intermediate images and allows for immediate visualization of stylistic changes. Under object, space, art direction, this is the part that I was interested in. Unlike traditional workflows where stylization happens at a separate compositing stage after rendering, Flare integrates directly with object space information, 3D information, custom AOVs and G buffers. The engine, and a lot of this is going to sound like technical gobbledygook, but if you just pick up on the key points of how workflow happens, instead of having to do one thing and then move to the next, and then to the next, and then to the next, and then have it be assessed at the end, or somebody says it doesn't supposed to look like this, you have to start all over.
Yeah.
This
can save time.
Right. This leapfrogs all of that. Custom AOVs and G buffers. The engine can request specific arbitrary object variables images from the 3D application on demand. So it can pick out one particular object in a frame of film, and if it's not lit correctly, or if the shading is wrong, or if the dimensional characteristics need to be modified, just that image from a frame of film, they can do that without taking the whole scene back to the beginning, which, if you are not a visual effects person, you're like, why would they go all the way back to the beginning? Because that's how traditionally you had to do it. Let's see. Interactive tool. Artists can art direct the style by painting parameters directly into the 3D objects using procedural 3D noises or custom volumes. This data is rendered into the AOVs in real time and used to modify the final look. That's so cool. So you could it's almost like you pick any scene that you want and you paint and adjust that scene on the fly by picking out what layer you want to deal with.
Okay. Wow.
Artist-friendly control. While technically inclined users can write custom GLSL or compute shaders, Flare provides a tool set for non-technical artists, like global parameters. Shaders provide sliders. This is the other thing that they talked about that made sense. So shaders provide sliders and controls that allow artists to adjust the intensity of effects, like a slide bar. It's like I want to bring up more like on your phone, such as edge thickness or color bleeding without touching any code. That's cool. Cross application integration. Flare is designed to work across applications, meaning an artist can run the scene in Maya while a Flare node in Nuke imports the processes in data in real time. This is pretty neat. This real-time capability is a significant shift from traditional offline workflows, which often require repetitive re-rendering and re-importing when a stylistic change is needed. Shad Bradbury utilized Flare during the production of his award-winning film, Run Totti Run. Okay. What did you find?
It's just another cool feature of Notebook LM that we use to do our research for the movies that we watch. I don't know if you've checked it out, but
Is this under Studio?
Yep. It's called Slide Deck. And I didn't know what that meant.
Is that still in beta?
Yeah, what does that mean?
It means it's being tested. Oh. I mean, like you can use it, but it's not like a embedded feature.
Like the final thing.
The
infographics are still being tested too.
I use infographics for my LinkedIn updates.
Oh yeah, that's right. You said okay.
Yeah, so like whenever I'm working on, like I mentioned last time, I'm working on doing speeches on independent business startups. And one thing I do with my LinkedIn profile is once a week I find a story or a concept regarding, let's say, because the plan was initially to speak to colleges for young kids who are looking for a way to make money outside of going to work for a company or going the traditional route. So I'll find someone who has started a unique business and find as much info as I can about them, and then build a Notebook LM infographic that will give a visual representation of that business, how it works, how it was started, how the workflow is transmitted, and where the revenue comes from. And they do this in a single picture infographic, I don't think we would really need to do it for the podcast, but in that, in the infographics button, there are selections. Like I can pick different styles. I can do the output, what it spits out to me. I can make it in claymation.
Okay.
I can make it in, the style I did of the clown with the bee and the bear.
Okay.
I can make it look like that. I can make it look all these different artistic renderings. So just that tool set gives me all these different options for what I want to output. I think that I have not used the slide deck.
Okay.
Can you see it on there? What's it giving you?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like pretty things. But it's like...
This is under Studio?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't see it.
I'll try to show it to you.
Hang on, folks. I want to take a look at this.
Oh, no, I was just going to turn around to show you. Okay. Can you... Can't move all the wires.
Neat. Yeah.
And like...
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's great.
It's so cool, and it's like all the information. It's all the information that we've
what that
been
is?
talking about.
That's storyboarding, but for after a completed. It's like storyboarding premises about a film once the film is complete.
I was trying to think about how to sum it up. Yeah, I don't.
Because do you know how storyboards work?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so after a script is done and they're conceptualizing a film.
Yeah.
You're telling the stories. You want to give the scenes,
right?
The primary scenes. So you're going to create a picture just of
that moment or something, right?
Like the overarching crux of one particular scene. So if 4 characters are in it, they're all in there. They're all having a conversation around a table. That's a frame of that's the frame. That's the storyboard for that scene. And then the next scene has its own board. This is like the movie's already done.
Yep.
And the storyboards are components of the finished film, but with details about theme and build out and how the film was constructed. So it's like a storyboard, but after the film's done. Okay. And all the universe around what went into the whole thing. I wish I could do that.
It's just phone. Really, it's just so cool. I mean, yeah.
It's such a fun tool.
It is. We've been using Notebook LM, for like at least a year? I don't know how long.
About, yeah.
And kind of almost every time we sign into...
Go ahead.
Thank you. Make a new notebook, there are new features.
I think what I like about it the most is I remember making notes on anything in college and high school by hand.
In a notebook, with pen and paper.
This gives you analysis. It breaks down multiple sources for you. It just again, I love that word. it telegraphs and expedites compression of information and puts it in more digestible formats. Like, I, like a lot of people, am a visual learner, so pictures do it for me. But like when I read, for example, reading how Flair works, I don't use all the tools that go into working with Flair. So I'm conceptualizing while I'm reading it how it might work, how I understand it to work. But if we put a few technical manuals into Notebook, Notebook could give us an infographic or what is that thing called?
Slide deck.
A slide deck to show us exactly a piece by piece how it would work. And it would give you a visual representation of that as opposed to text.
Yeah.
And what I love most about Notebook is that it allows for learning with people who don't, across different, they have different modes of learning. Not everybody learns well by reading.
Right.
Sometimes I can learn by reading, but I might have to read something with a complex story or breakdown to it. I might have to read it multiple times. Like, the only reason I'm okay at math is because I force-fed myself math throughout college. And I know it wasn't your thing, but we could probably use Notebook to teach you calculus.
Wow.
We could probably take it. It would probably take a little bit of doing, but it can give us visual representations. It can give us videos. It can give us podcasts. It can give us audio and things to support one. What are they pounding into the ground out there?
I don't know. But it is right outside my apartment.
That's what's so cool about. A lot of people poo-poo tech, but when tech is applied with ingenuity, and this movie is such a great example of that, because this guy he suffered a loss, and he had this idea to cathartically make something to process his grief, much like Snow Bear. And he utilized his understanding of workflow and a new piece of technology to organize all these people to help him in different places. Which traditionally, if he had this idea and he was part of the studio system in the 80s, no fucking way was that possible. There wasn't the way to interact with people. There wasn't compression ability. There wasn't cross-platform tools or the internet. There was none of those things. And what the podcast that we listened to made a great point of. I'm not talking too much, am I?
No.
Made a great point of was that now these tools are really accessible to anybody. And anybody who wants, you can have a transcendent experience, because everybody experiences loss. And if you have an artistic bone in your body, creating art is a wonderful way to help you get through it. Like the guy from Snow Bear, he eventually met somebody else. But I think Snow Bear, the project itself was his bridge to get to that.
I agree, 100%. Yeah.
He was able. Yeah. Go ahead. He was able.
I was just gonna say thank you. Sorry. Exactly what you said. He was able to heal work through his grief more, making Snow Bear, and then able to meet someone else. It's not erasing or forgetting his wife from before, but he could just I don't like to say it like this, but deal with it in a better way, I guess. Or more
catharsis is such a strong word.
Yeah. It was very cathartic for him to do this. And it's amazing. I mean, it's not, anyway.
I think that, before I forget, so I wouldn't recommend this movie this is another thing they talked about, is how, about how there was somebody on was it a Reddit stack?
Yeah.
That
I think, yeah.
had a dog that they were very close to, and the dog died. And one of her friends knew about this movie and was on the fence. Should I send this to her? Would it be helpful? And like I mentioned in our previous episode, The Secret of Nim, like, why do we have this attraction to stories that cause us pain? And I'm going to give it up to AI because they kind of hit the nail on the head.
They did.
These stories, these sad stories that deal with themes that everybody deal with, they are cathartic in that they allow us to experience that pain in a safe manner. Like we can see it happening, and we can remove ourselves from it because we're not in it. We're experiencing it, but we're not. It's a facsimile of the pain that either we've gone through or that is laying down the road for us. But these pieces of media, like Secret of Nim, or like this, or Snow Bear, they are for lack of a better word, they are a tool to help us come to grips with pain and loss and all the unpleasantness that comes through life. And what I really like about movies and film is that they are something that we have created through what we're experiencing inside, and we put it in visual form for other people to share, and hopefully in a healthy way process what we all have to deal with.
Yep.
You want my recipe now?
Sounds good, yeah.
Okay, so since we just talked about depressing things, I'll tell you how to get drunk.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. I did that. That's coming from someone who's the son of an alcoholic. And anyone who's under the age of like 35 is like, drinking is bad. Well, for the most part, yeah, but you got to know how to do it in moderation. And I'm going to, this recipe is for an old-fashioned, and as always, Critique-Opolis is brought to you by heyhoney.biz. For this particular recipe, I'm going to enlist the use of my orange honey. That's not orange blossom. We're not in Florida. This is orange flavored honey.
Delicious.
Orange pairs well with bourbon. Now, this is a recipe I pulled up. Holy cow! What are they?
I know. I don't.
Are they hammering the coffin for Dracula out there, or what?
With those big machines, they might be.
It's like they're trying to encase him in steel, and they're burying him in your front yard.
Well, haven't you seen what's going on? I mean, the machines that are making that noise, they're big drills.
Is it a drill or it's like a giant pile driver?
It might be a pile driver. I think wasn't the drill down further.
Oh, there was a drill. Yeah, but
I don't know. There's so much going on everywhere. I can't really keep track.
We got to get Violet to go out there and be like, "Can you guys please be quiet? You're making too much noise."
Weezy's trying to work.
All right, so Google gave this to me, and this is as good as any. But it does not include honey in the recipe. I'm just ad-libbing this.
Oh.
But you can. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
To make a classic old-fashioned, stir 2 ounces of bourbon or rye, 0.5 ounce simple syrup, or a sugar cube. Simple syrup sometimes can be hard for people to access. 2 to 3 dashes of Angostura. Good Lord! Angostura bitters.
Yep.
In a mixed glass with ice. Strain into a rocks glass over a large cube. If you can, get a ice cube tray that is either like a large square, or the ones that we have, which are the big
cube, a large cube,
or
a large sphere,
sphere, yeah.
Cool ice.
It's just it cools it's a more uniform cooling of the cocktail, because if you put it's the temperature is kind of broken up if you use smaller pieces of ice.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I believe that was the reasoning behind it. Now you don't have to, but if you want, I like to give these recipes with the motive of having the best experience. Then garnish with an orange twist, exposing the oils over the surface. Here's the thing. I'm going to say, yeah, you can either use the simple syrup or the sugar cube within the cocktail. You can use the orange on the side of the cocktail, but what gives it a nice little pizzazz if you half moon it with orange honey, that being you tilt the glass and on the downward half of the glass going into the cocktail, you pour orange honey just around the rim so it'll seep down into the cocktail. So since honey is a sugar and that's going to mix with the drink, you're not going to mix it in the drink, you're going to put it on the rim and let it kind of, what's the word I want? Run down the edge of the inside of the glass. Maybe if you backed off a little bit on how much simple syrup or sugar you include, because otherwise it's going to get very sweet.
Super sweet, yeah.
Classic old-fashioned recipes. 2-ounce spirit of bourbon or rye whiskey. Louisa and I like something between 80 and 90. Not that we're big drinkers, but we'll have an aperitif of about, an ounce and a half or 2 ounces. Of maybe once or twice a week right before bedtime. But if you get over 90, this is not that we're experts here, but this is one thing I learned, because I have my buddy Ryan loves whiskey and rum, and he's got a huge bar full of basically every rye whiskey, scotch ever distilled. And he told me if it's over 90 on the way down, it's going to burn. And like if it's over 95, you're going to, like, I got indigestion. It woke me up at night. It burned. But between 80 and 90, it's very, very smooth. So 2 ounces bourbon or rye whiskey, 1.5 ounce simple syrup, or 1 tablespoon sugar, or excuse me, 1 teaspoon sugar, 1 teaspoon water. Bitters, 2 to 3 dashes of Angostura bitters, and an orange peel as the garnish, and optionally a Luxardo cherry. Which I don't know what the difference is between that and what's the other one?
Maraschino cherry.
Yeah. See if you can look that up. What's the difference between a Luxardo, Luxardo cherry, and a maraschino? So here's the prep steps.
Okay.
In a mixing glass, combine the bitters, sweetener, and the whiskey. Dissolve and or muddle if you're using a sugar cube, muddle it with the bitters and a little water until dissolved. Add ice and stir. Add the ice to the mixing glass and stir well for 20 to 30 seconds until the cocktail is well chilled and properly diluted. Strain into a rocks glass over a large ice cube or sphere, and then garnish with the orange peel. And again, you can take the orange peel out and use orange honey half mooned on the downward edge of the glass going into the glass. Don't let it run off the edge, otherwise it's a sticky mess. I'll give you expert tips at another day. Use large clear ice cubes to prevent the drink from becoming watered down too quickly. That's what it is. Don't listen to me earlier when I said it's a uniform cool. Okay, what'd you find?
What is so special about Luxardo cherries? Luxardo cherries are renowned. Did I say that? Renowned for their intense, complex flavor and superior texture, setting them apart from artificial maraschino cherries.
I like the artificial ones. I love the phony baloney.
These are the real ones.
Oh, these are the snob ones.
These are the fancy ones, yeah. I really like maraschino cherries, too.
Okay, look, we got another movie to get to. We got to bounce here. We'll pick this up on the next one.
Okay.
Okay, unless what?
No, there's nothing else.
Okay.
It just sounds delicious.
Well, we'll go hunting for those next time we're out looking for yogurt.
Okay.
All right. And we're back next week with...
The drink sounds delicious, not the cherries.
Yeah, but...
I'm just...
Correct. It does.
Okay.
But we're coming back next week with what?
Oh, Project Hail Mary.
Oh my God, of course, yes.
Me and Ryan
Just saw it was
Gosling.
Don't get me started with this guy.
Everybody has a Ryan. Everybody has a Chris.
I thought you were going to say a Mitch McConnell. Like, ugh, do they? I don't know why I thought that.
No, I'm not sure either. I'm really not sure.
All right, hugs and kisses. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Thanks for listening.